was never so easy to start a Google Ads business with zero money and zero experience. And I'll show you exactly how to go from $0 to landing your first paying client step by step. This is the same method I use to acquire over 50 reoccurring paying clients every single month. You don't need any money to invest. You don't need any experience to get into something like this business model. Even to today, I still haven't spent a single dollar to get a client from my agency. And the best part is my strategy to get these clients aren't doing any ridiculously time-consuming outreach or cold DM. I'm gonna break this video down into 3 different parts. First, a Google Ads agency overview on why you should get into it and the potential it has at scale. The second part is packaging your offer, where I go over how much to charge, what I include in my offer, and where I find my clients from. And the third part, a step-by-step service guide where I show you how to close these leads, get them serviced, and set it up so you're making money on autopilot. Now, why should you be listening to me? I'm only 23, but I've generated over $1 million with 3 of my different home service businesses. I have a successful business startup coaching program where I've helped over 60 individuals make their first $1,000 online. Last but definitely not least for this video, I have my own Google Ads agency that's making me over 6 figures in my personal income every single year. That's money that goes straight into my personal checking account. Not the revenue, but straight profit in my pocket. The first thing you need to know is what you're getting into and the long-term overview of a Google Ads agency. This is stuff I wish someone told me when I was first starting this business, because I would be making double what I'm making now if I knew this from the beginning. So get a pen and paper and get ready to start taking some notes. First, you don't need any experience to get this business started. The only thing I would say is you should have some kind of passion towards marketing. You need a genuine interest in what you're doing. Otherwise, you're not going to see that long-term success. You need $0 to get this business started, and that's why the model is so attractive to so many people. It only takes a few hours a day, a few times a week to run this business. You can see profits within a matter of weeks, but it all depends on how much work you put in, as well as how good are you at running a business, operating it, and getting leads to close. The majority of your time is going to be spent ensuring clients see results, making sure everything's running smoothly on the operational side, and then the other part of that is getting new leads, closing those leads. So really it's just sales and customer service, and that's all you have to do with this business. Making it to $100,000 a month plus is very achievable, and it's just a matter of putting in the time and energy to get those systems set up so you can get to that point. It is simple. It's a subscription base. Your clients pay you X amount of dollars per month, and then you do X amount of work for them in return. And there is such a high demand and low competition for this. Google Ads is great for home service businesses, and everybody out there trying to start an SMMA offers social media marketing services. But the home service business likes Google Ads. They like high paying leads. They like high profit, which is just an additional reason why this business model is so great to start, especially right now. Now I want to run over your monthly recurring revenue and the growth and how it increases over time. So your first clients are going to typically pay you around $1,000 a month. As you get more experience, as you get better at what you're doing, you can start to charge upwards of $5,000 or more per month. The more clients you get, the higher you can charge each of them. And then it basically just comes with exponential growth. So you're getting a few clients signed on every single month. And then over time, you're charging your new clients and your previous clients even more money. So the growth between month to month to month is going to be exponentially better every single month. Now, there are tons of other opportunities and doors that open once you start this business if you wanted to branch off or add a different service to your current agency. First off, you can add SEO services, which is big for people who are advertising on Google anyways. Basically, you're just setting it up so that they show up on top of Google without having to pay for ads. Next, you can branch into SMMA, get your foot in the door with Google Ads, and then upsell SMMA to diversify their marketing channels. And lastly, you can start selling automation, SaaS, or other AI services. So SaaS is softwares, so you can build a custom softwares for your target audience, usually using something like Go High Level, a white labeling software development platform that makes it super easy for you to build your own custom kind of software and sell it to your specific clients if you're targeting a certain pain point that they're all experiencing. And you can also help them automate or AI solution. So you can set up some sort of AI phone answering service, or you can set up some sort of automation that just makes their life a little bit easier and upsell that to your clients, making your monthly recurring revenue $1,000 to $5,000, anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 every month. Now let's move on to section 2, where I talk about packaging and your offer and how much you should charge and how you're going to get clients. When it comes to growing a business and securing leads, there are 2 main things you need. First is an undeniable offer that people can't say no to. Second is never ending leads to say yes to your offer. But this is the hardest part of the business and the main reason why people fail to succeed. So I'm going to walk you through my offer and client acquisition strategy I use to scale my Google Ads agency to over 6 figures. Starting with your offer, you want to make it so damn good, it's hard to say no. So I'm going to walk you through the value equation to explain how to build a perfect offer. Looking at the image I have on my screen here, you can see it starts with a dream outcome. So this is the first part of the value equation. What is the end result? So when you're running a Google Ads agency, the end result is making more money. So you can set certain waypoints of, hey, if you spend X amount of dollars on ads, you get X amount of dollars in return. You can have a guarantee, get you X amount of leads. Whatever the outcome is, that's what you're selling to the client. So in this case, getting more leads, getting more sale, and making more money. The next part is the perceived likelihood of achievement. So what is the percent or rate of success that I'll actually get to this dream outcome? If it's 100%, people are more likely going to do it. If you say 100%, no doubt in my mind, you will make $10,000 by working with me, and you can back that up by proof and guarantees, people will sign up with you. This is where having a guarantee comes into play, and the better your guarantee, the easier it is going to be to close these clients. So the guarantee I have with my business is if you don't make profits on your first month, then you don't pay me for the second. So they have to pay for the first month, they have to pay for the setup. But after that, if they're not making money, I will work with them for free until they do. Now, this is because I am established and I can offer this. Maybe your offer looks something like, hey, you don't pay us till the end of the month when you're already happy. And that way, it's even easier for the client to say yes to your deal because they don't have any upfront costs. They just have to get onboarded and get money. Now, on the top, you want these numbers to be super high. The dream outcome or the result or what they're going to make should be very, very high. You also want their perceived likelihood of achievement to be very high. So the odds that they actually succeed in what you have to offer them. Now, on the bottom, you want these numbers to be very low. Let me explain to you what they are. Time delay is how long does it take to get to the dream outcome. If you have 100% likelihood, but it takes 12 months, or 3 years to make whatever it is they want to make, that's not very good. You want that to be super short and condensed. So with Google Ads, the time delay for how long it takes to get their first lead or get their first close is normally within less than a week. I start running ads for my clients, and within the first 3 days, 99% of them end up getting not only a lead, but a closed deal, signed up, money in their bank account. They're already happy right off the bat. That's the beauty of running Google Ads. Now, the effort and sacrifice, this comes in 2 things. How much effort does it take for the client to get things set up? For example, if you're running Facebook ads, it takes a lot of effort for them to go and create the creative, take the pictures, get the actual content for you to market behind. Whereas with Google, we're just running search ads. So it doesn't take really any time from them at all, excluding the onboarding or the setup. Even the setup is super basic. It's just a simple form to understand what their business is, what they offer, so you know what to target. It takes maybe 20 minutes total for the client to give you all the information you need to actually go in and set up the ads for them. Now, for sacrifice, they do have to sacrifice some money. One way or another, they have to pay for the ads. Now, if you can offer a guarantee where you say, hey, we'll cover the ad spend, all you have to do is pay us for the lead, that's an even better offer. But that's tricky because if you don't set everything up right, you might actually be in the negatives if you can't provide a service that the customer feels satisfactory and doesn't want to complain about. So if you have the ability to offer them completely free marketing services, only pay by results, that's wonderful. But if not, that 20-minute startup time and that small sacrifice of putting up the ad spend to actually generate revenue and make more profits for their business isn't too much. You can see the end result is the value, right? And so the lower you can get the bottom numbers and the higher you can get the top numbers, the better value you're providing to the client is. And that way you can close more deals and also charge more for your services. Now I'll run you through my offer and how it fits into this equation. So the dream outcome is getting more sales and more clients and more leads for their business. So making more revenue. Let's say I'm going to generate them an additional $10,000 in the next month. The perceived likelihood of achievement is relatively high, almost 100%. It's tricky how you look at this because they do have to pay for the first month no matter what, but I do have that guarantee where, hey, if you're not profitable, you don't have to pay me. Now, there's a scenario where they're never profitable. I work for them for free for multiple months and they make nothing, but that doesn't really happen too often. So I'd say, 90% chance, perceived likelihood in the client's eyes too. This isn't necessarily how it is from your perspective. This is if you are in the client's shoes and you are looking at this from outwards in. Now, the time delay, like I said, it's only a few days. So that number is very low, almost instant results. Depending on the client, sometimes within the first 24 hours, they'll get their first deal closed. So very, very quick time. Effort and sacrifice, they only have to put 20 minutes to get the onboarding done, give me access to their ad account and give me access to their website backend and answer a few questions so I know what to set up the ads on. And for sacrifice, I always say a good starting point is around $1,000 a month for the ads. because you need to put something in, because if they put $0 in, there's no way they're going to get any leads from Google Ads. It takes money to make money in this scenario, especially with paid ads. So the sacrifice is still relatively low in the grand scheme of things. And the value of that is pretty high, and that's why I close the majority of the clients that hop on a call with me. Once you nail down your offer, it's time to focus on securing some clients. I have a consistent flow of leads coming into my business every single week, multiple times a week, from business owners who are willing and ready to pay me money. You may ask, what was the cost to set this up? $0. The time commitment it takes from you, an hour a day, a few times a week. The results, qualified clients ready to give you their cash for your services. And the way to make it happen all starts here. All I do is make a few posts a week talking about marketing. I don't try to sell them on my service or advertise my offer. That's not the point of content. The point of content is to entertain, and we're doing that through educational content. Provide the viewer value in terms of marketing. Position yourself as an authority figure. They see you as someone who knows what they're talking about and knows what they're doing. Now, if you know nothing about marketing and you think you can't make content on this, think again. All you do is search up Google Ads on YouTube Shorts or TikTok or wherever you're posting. Find someone who had a video that had high success and just recreate it with your own spin on it. Add your personality, keep track of what they used as a hook to engage the viewer from the beginning, and make your own piece of content, and do that several times a week, and you're gonna be getting leads in no time. Get your phone out, super raw, organic content, hold it like this, talk to the camera, don't even need subtitles, flip your phone around, show your computer screen on what you're doing, whatever marketing tip it is you're talking about, and that's all you need to do. Post that a few times a week and leads will come in. It is way easier than people think it is. A few basic content tips for you. The video should be broken into 3 different parts: the hook, the satisfaction, and the end. You want to put 90% of your time into the hook, because that is almost all of the video. In the first 10 seconds or so, that is 90% of the work right there. So if you're copying someone else's video from TikTok or whatever short porn platform, you want to make sure you look at what they did to hook you people in and copy that in your video. I'm going to go over a video that someone did that performed well, so we can break it down together and you know exactly what to do when you make yours.
The future of Google Ads and the trend that you need to be on if you want to make more money.
You see what he did there? He hooked you in with a visual hook, which was the text on screen, and then an auditorial hook, which is the words he said. He mentioned this is what you need to do if you want to be making money. The visual hook had the term Google Ads, so you knew exactly what it was he was going to be talking about. And then the hook started an open loop. An open loop is where you have a question that has yet to be answered, and you basically tease or hint that you're going to answer this question later in the video. Now, people continue to watch this video because they want to know, what is the secret that I need to know so I can be making more money with Google Ads?
Across all of our Google Ads accounts, majority of our clients is, everybody likes to do their search ads, right? And those are great, but they're very competitive.
And then he goes into more detail talking about how Google Ads is competitive and this is what you need to do to stay on top of it. Now, throughout the remainder of that video, that's where he focuses on the satisfaction and answers those open loops he had in hook. And then the end is just the end. The longer you drag out the outro, more people are going to click off. It's going to affect your retention rate. If your average retention is 100%, your video will get pushed to the platform at like no end. And the last tip I have for you is don't worry about making the video 5 minutes, 30 seconds, under a minute, over a minute. None of that matters. All that matters is you're making good educational content, providing value to the viewer and hooking them in and engaging them. It does take some practice, but I promise you, if you just copy other people's videos, put your own little twist on it, have a bit of a personality in the content you're making, you will do well, because that concept is already proven to do well because someone's done it before. From your organic content wheel, you should already start getting leads for your business within a matter of weeks. The key is to stay consistent on that. Now, people will be DMing you, or if you have a link in your bio to book a call, people will be booking those calls and trying to reach out to you to get your services. Let's go through the step-by-step service guide on how you can close those leads, get them serviced, and sign them up and keep them retained on autopilot. For closing deals, you really need to put your salesman hat on and make sure you're maximizing the most out of these leads. Handling these calls wrong will be the difference between making 10K plus every single month or never closing a single deal. You wanna hop on a call with someone and just ask them, hey, what do you do? What are you looking for? Where are you at? Where are you trying to go? And really figure out all about them. This isn't about you pitching your offer right now. It's just learning all about them. Get as much detail and information about them and their business as you can. After they tell you everything, you wanna walk them through your offer and relate to how it can solve their problem and get them from point A to point B and over the roadblock that stands between them. To really get someone to commit and get that payment while you're on that first call, open up the call with something like, hey, the point of this call is to just get to know each other and figure out where you're at and where you're trying to go. All I'm looking for is a yes or no if you want to work together by the end of this call, because you should tell them you only have limited availability and you can only take on so many clients, and you just want to make sure they're ready to go right away with this so that neither one of you are wasting your time walking them through the call with an offer that may not be available in the near future. Now let's chat about running the ads once you secure those clients. And this is surprisingly the easiest part to all of this. You have two options here. The first is to run the ads yourself if you know what you're doing and you have experience. The second is to just outsource it to someone overseas on Fiverr or Upworks. And those people could set up the campaign for you for very cheap, a very low monthly maintenance cost. And so you might charge the client $500, $1,000, $3,000 a month while you're paying someone else to manage the ads for only a few hundred. Now to get access to the client's Google Ads account first, they have to make the Google ad account themselves. You can just send them a link, ads.google.com, tell them to sign up here, make an account, and then give you access. The way they give you access is once they create their account, there's going to be a 9-digit or so number in the top right-hand corner. That's their account number. They just need to share it with you. And now you can log into your Google Ads Manager account and send them access requests. Let's talk about maintaining clients, because the only thing better than getting a new paying client is maintaining a current one month after month after month after month. But in order to do that, I recommend you implement my strategy that keeps clients on for years and years and years, not months and months and months. So what I do to maintain my clients is I send them a weekly ad report. I basically just go into the overview tab page and screenshot whatever the results are from the past week and send it over to them just so they know I'm in there, I'm working, and the results are right in their face saying, hey, look how much you got, look how much you made. Make sure that whatever they're paying you for a monthly retainer is more than what they're making in profits. Now it's super easy to say, hey, look, they spent $1,000 on ads, they made $10,000 in revenue, but if their margins are, let's say, only 30%, that means they made $3,000 profit. Now, 1,000 of that goes into ads. And if you're charging them, 1, 2, 3K a month to manage their ads, they're actually in some scenarios in the negatives. So you want to make sure you know what your clients profit, you know how much they're making, and you can actually provide service to clients that are going to be able to stay with you long term. If they're not making profits, I recommend you execute on one of those guarantees, work for them for free, and rebuild that campaign until they're actually generating good profits for their business. Which brings me to my next step. I deliver on those guarantees. Occasionally I do have a client that's not profitable within the first month. And sometimes that just happens because it takes a bit of testing to see what's working on Google and what's not. And so if that's the case, before they even reach out to me, I reach out to them and say, hey, look, I know we weren't profitable. The campaign's not quite where I want it to be at right now. So I'm going to give you the next month for free so I can make sure you have more money to put into ads. You can start making money before I make any more money. People really like when you're just honest, genuine guy, not trying to cheap them out of any money. You come to them with the guarantee before they say anything to you at all. Lastly, be the eyes on their money. They might not even be aware if they're profitable or not. They might just see, every single month I have to pay you. What am I even getting out of this? So have regular calls with them. Say, hey, how many leads have you gotten from our marketing channel? How profitable were you with that? Right in front of them, top of mind. It's like, hey, look how much money I'm making you. And they will have no reason to cancel on you ever. Now, one of the most important things to do before starting a Google Ads agency is learning how to set up an ad campaign. Clients, you actually know what you're talking about and you don't seem like a rookie. So if you're thinking about genuinely doing this, you need to check out this video on the screen here where I go over how to set up a Google Ads campaign from scratch for beginners in 2025.